America's breadbasket is taking a beating. Soil erosion is causing serious problems for farmers all across the Midwest. According to a recent study by researchers at UMass Amherst, plowing and tilling is causing topsoil to erode, on average by roughly 2 millimeters a year. Farmers till the soil to loosen it and turn it over before they plant the crops. And now, 2 millimeters may not sound like very much. It's about the thickness of a nickel. But researchers say that small, gradual erosion is adding up over years and years. They estimate the Midwest has lost nearly 60 billion metric tons of topsoil in the past century and a half. Experts say it's costing farmers billions of dollars every year. CNBC's Perry Russum reports from Iowa now on what farmers are doing to rebuild.
At Nick Smith's farm in northeastern Iowa, seed is going into the ground.
You can see all the moisture under here.
He shows us a soybean he planted last night. Its home is under a cow pie, next to a worm.
Usually a really good sign of soil health.
Not a single acre of his land is tilled. He switched to no tilling years ago.
We feel like we saw benefits right away in the first year.
Smith says it saves time, money, and the land.
What benefits have you seen from no-till?
We've seen, obviously reduced erosion, hands down. When I was a kid, we used to see, when we were still doing full tillage, if you'd get a hard rain at the wrong time, if you tilled it, again, 2 or 3, 4 inches deep, it would wash right down to that layer. Any erosion that you have, it's your most valuable soil because it's the topsoil.
For nearly 2,000 years of our history, we tilled the land.
Tilling is common practice in farming. Every season, dried soil is kicked up and carried by the wind.
In between farms where the tilling was done more aggressively over the course of decades, you get these erosion cliffs that have formed. In some cases, the land is feet higher than it is just feet away.
Agricultural soil erosion is problematic.
Isaac Larson is a professor at UMass Amherst and studies how landscapes evolve.
People have looked through, past civilizations and linked the sort of decline of civilizations to the decline in their soils.
He says tilling in the Midwest has caused a drop in crop productivity, forcing farmers to spend more on fertilizer.
There's been about a 6% decline in productivity, and that equates to sort of averaged over the region about a $2 billion a year economic loss for farmers.
That's what we're after.
At the farm, Smith is fighting erosion with cover crops.
It just protects the soil, ultimately.
He says the soil is constantly covered, protecting against wind and runoff from rain.
We can slowly rebuild the soil.
A slow rebuild after decades of destruction.